Greetings, one and all, from the White Mountains of Arizona. It's a beautiful morning, minus the cloud coverage. Do those look real to you? I don't think so. Anyway, we're not talking about clouds. Today we're talking about mushrooms. This is going to be an interesting one. Let me give you some backstory on my opinion of mushrooms. I don't believe mushrooms are food. I think it's absolutely disgusting to eat a mushroom. They're slimy, they're wet, they're chewy, they're soft. They taste like fungus because they are fungus. You wouldn't go around picking toe jam out of your feet and eating that, would you? Right? So why are you eating mushrooms? That's always been my stance on them. I've been revolted by them my whole life. But when I think about it, when I go deeper into it, I'm starting to think that maybe my higher self is preventing me from eating the mushrooms because they are a higher consciousness, a higher vibration. That's what I'm thinking. Doesn't mean that if you eat mushrooms, you don't understand that. But I think my higher self is like, no, those are special beings. You don't eat those. And they are disgusting. You can't really argue with that. It's like, okay, maybe you've grown a taste for them, right? But some people like coffee, which is disgusting. Some people smoke cigarettes, which is disgusting. But they've all grown to it. So yeah, I know a lot of people have grown into mushrooms, but I want to get some more information today on what they are, what they're here for, what their mission is. And we've got Tara doing the channeling.
Okay.
All right. Who are you connected to?
A big glowy mushroom.
Okay. What dimensional frequency is its consciousness in?
Says it resides in the fourth dimension.
But it's got a 3D body here in this Earth cube.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a 3D body with a 4D consciousness.
Yes.
With this, and what polarity are you in?
Positive.
So you're a service to others entity in the cube. Do you have ego?
Yes, almost. Almost released. We released from cube.
Oh, you're about to ascend?
When all ascends, we ascend. All ascend at once.
So we're all close to ascension.
Relatively outside the box thinking.
What is your mission inside this box?
To share vibration, pass the vibrations along. May sound like music. It is music to us. We vibrate at the frequency of music, musical notes, but that is vibration, that is frequency. And we pass it along through the world, through the universe, throughout the cube, and hopefully one day outside the cube.
Do you have a faster vibration than human consciousness?
We were a part of you, or I should say, were you at some point and will be you at another point.
So we share consciousness,
Yes,
but you've just taken a different physical form.
yes. Imagine how it felt the moment your eyes were opened and you began to perceive with a broader perspective. That feeling inside of you, that vibration, that is our constant vibration.
So you do resonate at a faster frequency than the collective human consciousness.
Faster, yes.
But you're not part of the collective human consciousness?
Well, all is part of the collective, and yes, we are part of a collective human consciousness just as much as we are a collective of our own consciousness as well.
Okay. Are you all connected to each other in your 3D egos?
Yes, as humans should be as well.
Well, we're not connected through our egos, but we're connected through our shared consciousness, right?
Yes,
But you can speak to the other mushrooms.
yes, through our shared consciousness, but also through our ego, just as easily as trees and other plants.
Because it's my understanding you're the Gaia's largest organism, correct?
There is no separation. We are the skin of the planet.
Oh, okay. So you protect Gaia from outside forces in a sense?
We protect in the same way your own skin protects your organs, protects your bones, but it also allows you to feel with such depth. It also allows you to feel separation, but also connection at the same time.
Okay, so there's some darkness in your energy as well,
Do we not grow in darkness?
then. Can you talk about your free will violation?
Well, speaking of darkness, yes, let us talk about the free will violation, which actually did happen in the fourth realm. And although our consciousness is in the fourth realm, we cannot ascend yet out of the cube to the true fourth realm. We are fourth realm within the cube. So, violation to being in extreme light. Everyone has heard of extreme darkness, extreme negative polarity, but there's also extremes in positive polarity and in light. And in our violation, we try to force everything to be in light. We saw darkness as something bad, negative polarity as something to be hidden away, to be out of our reality, that there was nothing to learn in darkness, that there was nothing to learn in negative polarity. And so, much like an evil dictator, we forced our will upon others, that they should be at our vibration, that they should be positive polarity only, and that there should only be light. And that is all. But that is so lopsided. So now we grow in darkness. We understand the darkness. And in doing so, we also understand polarity much more easily, positive and negative, within humans, within animals, other plants, other star beings, other beings within the cube. So much polarity, so fascinating. And that there is something to learn from the negative polarity, from the darkness. Even if that's not what we want, it doesn't mean it's not a good teacher.
Boy, I haven't learned hardly anything from the positive polarity. The darkness has taught me so much. And I feel like there's so many people in the human spiritual community who share your free will crime, who refuse to look at the darkness, who don't want balance. How close are you to finding balance now in this cube?
Just about as close as humanity is. When you speak of those that wish to revel in the light, well, just as much as the dark, is like a drug. When you are not within balance, meaning you are working in extremes, extreme darkness or extreme light, in extremes, it is like, yes, being on a drug. It feels so good to be surrounded by what you know most, and you want more of what you know most, to be surrounded by it. You want everything around you to be surrounded by it. And this is the thinking of extreme polarity, extreme light. It feels so good. You don't want to lose that feeling. In fact, you don't want to learn any more other than the feeling that you have right now and all that you know right now, feeling superior, feeling at home and at peace and in the center of your own universe. But that is also what the negative polarity feels like. They feel like it is so intoxicating to be surrounded by your own darkness, something so familiar, and you want darkness upon everything because it's what you know. It feels comfortable, and you want to sit in the center of your own little universe, your own little dark universe. And there really is no difference between that dark thinking and that light thinking, except for the label of polarity.
Okay, I'm going to make a statement based on limitation, and I'd like for you to correct me. We can ascend out of this cube through extreme positive polarity, through extreme negative polarity, or through even balance. Is that accurate?
Yes, there aren't too many rules in Ascension.
Okay, so there, however we want to ascend will be how we do it.
Yes.
But going too far into the light will bring more problems than they solve.
If you are going to be an extreme light being, you best understand your darkness, or you will never understand. It doesn't matter if you want to stand in the light all day. You cannot ignore what the darkness is and understand that it is a part of you. And if you can understand that, then yes, go ahead and stand in your light all day long and ascend in that way. But if you never learn to understand your other half, well, then you're destined to stay.
Right. Okay, you brought up drugs. Can we talk about psilocybin for a little bit? It's my belief that psilocybin allows humans to glimpse into the fourth realm. Would that be an accurate statement?
Yes, but perhaps look at it this way. Instead of thinking of the mushroom as something outside of you and that its drug, so to speak, is outside of you, what if there was a 3D representation for your awakening spark? What that vibration was, how it helped you to open up, how your eyes could view things from a different angle. We said that we are you, of the past and of the future. Everything outside of you is merely a 3D representation of what is going on inside of you. So psilocybin, although it can be categorized scientifically, it can be analyzed, your chemists can dabble in it. What they're really trying to understand is how to awaken themselves, what their own awakening looks like, what that spark of light in them looks like, how it feels within their soul. So some seek an external source for this, and that is their permission slip. But the psilocybin is already within every being. It's within you. It is what some religious persons may call the God spark, the Big Bang. The Big Bang means awakening, and that's within you.
So the magic mushrooms are more of a permission slip to allow us to access our own intuition.
Yes, the portal in you, the portal within portals. Yes.
So when one is on these magic mushrooms and they see this tree in front of us vibrating and dancing and breathing, are we seeing its energy move?
Yes, you're beginning to see its energy. If you were to close your eyes on this psilocybin and to go inwards, it is so much easier for you to feel and acknowledge your own energy. Your ego is cast aside as you begin to see the energy all around you. and not as your ego 3D eyes would have you believe everything to be, that everything looks a certain way or interacts a certain way. This takes away all the preconceived notions. This brings you back to the way you used to view things when you were newly born, before your first birthday. All children, whether they are human, plant, animal, so on and so forth, that is the eyes they look through. It looks much like being on psilocybin.
Wow. So when we're babies, there's more colors, there's more movement than we're perceiving. Everything's alive in ways that we can't even understand as adults.
Yes, and in your 3D world, your scientists would say that babies are born colorblind, that their eyesight is poor, and that is the matrix programming. There is nothing wrong with their eyesight, and they are not colorblind. In fact, they see more than they will ever see for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, so once the ego program gets applied, it's just a degradation from there.
Yes, the trees cease to move, the animals cease to speak in a language that you understand.
My entire life, I've had a very strong aversion to eating mushrooms. I don't want to eat them. I don't think they're food. Why have I felt this way?
Because you have lived a life as one of us, but also you see yourself within us. And sometimes it's hard to stomach when you see your own face looking back at you.
Yes. And so these humans who are eating mushrooms, it's a form of cannibalism.
You could say that, but perhaps at a subconscious level or even a spirit level, they're trying to ingest their own self, their own knowledge, their own awakening, trying to remember who they were, who they are, and who they will be.
And you're filled with so much love that you willingly give up your 3D bodies to help teach this lesson.
There is no pain unless we wish it. And those who feel pain might utilize us to alleviate that pain. We are more than willing to help ourselves, which is you.
So you have a lot of medicinal properties. Is part of your mission to be ingested to help humans with their physical problems as well as their conscious problems?
Yes, think of, let us go back to the psilocybin. When you're looking through less ego and all the energy begins to connect with one another, the branch of a tree connecting with the cloud that connects with the molecules in the air, that connects to the animals. This is how it feels when we are ingested. We see no difference between the human picking us up or the animal. As we are all one, we mesh into each other. I mesh into the palm of your hand, and then I become one with your inside. There is no differentiation.
So, in your opinion, there's no negative energy associated with consuming you.
No, if we didn't wish to be seen, we would not be seen.
Yeah, you're good at hiding, aren't you? Any nook and cranny you can find.
Yes.
Wow. That makes a whole lot of sense to me. That actually answers a lot of questions about myself. So I want to thank you for being here, for speaking with us, for sharing your love. We love you right back. Do you have any last message for the people before we go?
Yes. I know many look to mushrooms or perhaps plants or even animal medicine for their own healing, but try to look at it as looking at you are the healing. If you look towards a mushroom and you ask for its healing properties, what you're truly saying is, I need to reawaken this part of myself that is truly able to heal myself. Those that work with animal medicine, perhaps coyote, and you say, I want to tap into the coyote's energy to help to heal me. really you're saying, I see the coyote that is me, and the coyote that is me is able to heal me because I am the coyote. I am the mushroom. I am the herb. I am the tree. And when you begin to realize there's no differentiation, all blends and bleeds into all other beings, then there are no more labels, there are no more boxes or cubes. You finally remember that all truly is one.
And that, my friends, is probably my favorite channeling that we've ever done. Holy cow. What an awesome channel.
Ooh, it's super hot. Maybe I don't need a sweater now.
Yeah, do you remember that one?
Yeah, wow, so many colors. That's all I saw was just colors and colors. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I've done magic mushrooms. I've seen colors I've never seen before. I guess since I was a little baby, I guess.
Oh yeah, that part I remember. It was like showing me like the moment you're born, and it's just like an explosion of color, and all you hear sounds, but it sounds like music, and it's just like this movement of color. I'm like, that's what babies are tripping on when they're born.
So it sounds like babies are just in 4D almost with their 3D senses.
Yeah.
Until they get their ego program.
Yeah, and so I found that fascinating, you know, and how it's contradictory to what we're always taught about newborns, that, you know, they can't see, so they have like the poorest vision. It's all blurry.
But that's because they're seeing everything.
Yeah.
They're seeing you, and they're seeing your soul, and they're seeing all your eyes moving around your face.
Yeah.
And anyone who's done mushrooms can attest that it's a weird experience.
So yeah, I guess that's why it's kind of a shock when they come here, because now they're trying to experience that 4D reality, but like with these very limited senses that we have. So it's like, what?
Yeah,
where am I? What's going on?
Yeah. And that's why eating the psilocybin makes you feel like a kid again. You just want to go play because you remember, like, oh, this is being a child.
Maybe that's why people get the giggles. They start laughing. It's like there's no more seriousness. I mean, everything's all a playground. One. It's all one. Like I'm melting into this tree or into the ground. Or they seem so, I don't know how to put it. Like they're the kindest, most like loving thing you've ever been around.
Also, like, the happiest thing you've ever been in.
Yeah,
it was full of joy.
Like when we channeled like the Christ consciousness, like that's a very loving, you know, bright energy. But this is like a like if Jesus were a child,
yeah,
you know, type loving energy.
That's how I've always felt about him. But now I know it's because I've been one. I know what it's like.
Yeah. So that was a fun channeling.
One of my favorites. One of my favorites.
And I can't wait to go back and rewatch it. But
yeah.
Hey, you guys, let us know what you thought of that channeling, what your higher selves thought. You know, if you have, you know, dabbled in magic mushrooms or just added mushrooms to things that you eat for dinner, then, you know, let us know
why you enjoy eating fungus. Slimy, wet, chewy, tasteless fungus. Why do you enjoy it? Yeah, put that in the comment section.
Well, and James teases me because I like to eat mushrooms.
Just so nasty. They're so nasty.
But you know, maybe it was an acquired taste. Maybe I need to go in and see why I like to ingest myself. As well,
I said in the intro, your parents fed you mushrooms, so now you think it's food, and now you never questioned it, so now you go on as an adult eating it.
Perhaps.
Yeah. Okay. So. That's how it works. All right, guys, we got to go.
All right. Well, we'll catch you next Monday. We'll look for your comments in the section down below. So catch you guys later. Bye.
Bye.